Big 12 Radio, this is Big 12 Today, heard on TuneIn and watched on Big 12 Studios. Along with James Westling, I am Ari Temkin, and we're joined by a couple of ballers from the University of Houston. Final Four national title run last year, which fell a little bit short, but there's only one winner in a college basketball season, right? Emanuel Sharp, Milos, Uzan joining us here on Big 12 Radio. Do you guys think about that game at all?
Which game, Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I feel like, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It's the natty game. I mean, obviously, you're gonna think about it, but I use it as fuel. We trying to get right back there this year. So, we take what we learned from that game and just try to apply it as much as possible this season with this new team. Seeing how we can get better and just try to get back to Monday night.
That's the narrative we're painting too, by the way, that you guys are back in order to get what was rightfully yours, which is a national championship, because Houston was as good as any team in college basketball last year. And, I mean, you look at how close it came. I'm sure as a competitor, that's the part that's like, man, we were so close at the end of the road.
That's the worst part about it. We know we had it in our hands and we let it slip up. So
now you got to get it.
For sure.
Yep.
For sure.
100%.
And I said that as a Kansas fan and alum, but you guys got to get it. I mean,
it's right there. We got so close. We know what it takes. We know that it's not going to be easy, that there's going to be bumps, but we're cut out for it. We got returners, we got vets that have been there. So we got the tools to get back there.
Do you guys feel like Houston basketball is overlooked nationally? Like going into the tournament, you were probably the least talked about one seed. We knew how good you guys were, but everybody's talking about Cooper Flag and Duke and Auburn and the other one seed in whatever region that was. And it's like, man, what about Houston?
I mean, maybe so, but we try not to worry about that too much. We like to talk about our facility like it's a bubble. We just stay within that bubble. We control what we can control. We can't control what people think or say about us, and that doesn't affect how we play on the court. So as much talk as there may be, we would rather it not be about us. We like to fly under the radar. That's fine with us. We do. We come out every game with the same mindset. With the same competitive mindset, regardless of what people think about us.
Milos, how close were you to leaving?
You said how close was I?
Pretty close.
I was pretty close. I ain't gonna lie. But I mean, shoot, I knew the opportunity coming back, just to continue to get better, the reason I came here was to get a national championship. So I feel like I have another shot at that now, and it was too hard for me to pass up on that. So.
Milos, your coach, Kelvin Sampson, was telling us about that phone call. I think we talked to him shortly after that announcement, and he said, had some big family reunion, and Milos called me, and I said, okay, you coming back or what? Like, it was just so nonchalant. It's all the media people would talk about is he staying? Is he going? And he's like, yeah, just one phone call, and he's back. So did it go down like that?
For sure. No, that's my dude. I definitely stayed in touch with him the whole process, telling him like how my workouts went. When I called him one night, I think it was probably, what was the deadline, the 28th? Yeah. Probably a couple of days before that, I told him I wanted to come back, and he was like, all right, let's do it. So he was all in.
Manuel, what was last year like for you? I mean, felt like it was so up and down. You had injuries, you were in a lineup. How tough was that? And, I mean, did you feel like you were playing your best at the end of the year?
Yeah. I mean, I still feel like I had another level to me. I was, last year was so up and down, injuries, it was all types of stuff. I mean, it's a long season, mentally and physically. So, but, at the end of the year, we were playing great basketball. So, I was happy where I was at. But, I got a great support system. The coaches, my parents, my teammates. So, regardless, injuries or, how I was mentally, they kept me, on a straight path. I was good. So, it was great.
Man, watching Houston play is really entertaining. People think, they don't score a ton of points and it's a slower but it's not. Like, it's not that way. You guys just defend so well that it feels like it's a slower game. Yeah. Because opponents can't get a shot off for the first 27 of the 30 seconds on the shot clock. Yeah. So what's the part of your game, and this is for both of you, that you take the most pride in?
I would say playing hard. You know, that's the foundation that should be. You know, that should be the foundation for our whole team and how we play. And that's the main takeaway I've taken from since I got here. That's the first thing. You know, you can't start playing good, offensively or defensively if you're not playing hard to begin with. So, I feel like everything builds up from there. So if it's one thing that I could take away from Samp is how hard he's gotten me to play, and I pride my entire game on playing hard and giving 100% effort every play.
How does he do that?
He got his ways.
He's got his ways for sure. But it's a process. Since a freshman, it just you gradually learn how to get up to speed with that just by taking his hard coaching, getting beat down in practice physically. I feel like with Coach, it's a lot of mental warfare that he builds you up mentally, and that makes us the great players that we are, is that he gets you to a point where you can't get yourself. And I feel like the turning point for all the players that come here is once we've reached rock bottom, and we feel like we can't do anything right. But then once you surrender to the program and the culture and how we play and the effort it takes, I feel like you get better from there. When Los first got here, he had one of the roughest times I've seen. But once he learned how to do things and how to play with the consistent effort, and he was one of the best point guards, if not the best point guard in the country.
Why'd you stay? Yeah, I mean, like a lot in the modern world, like people like. But I'm not like.
Yeah.
It's just interesting, right? People are looking for easy ways out, right? I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying like you could have, right?
Sure, for sure. I feel like I love playing for Coach Sampson last year. Like just the whole process of him, like he said, man, he hit a spot on the nose. Just kind of breaking you down and then slowly building you back up. I think I had great leadership around me with E-Man and Juan and LJ, just being there, and Coach Q just being there and making sure that my mental was straight. And then honestly, when I took off, Coach Samp gave me great confidence, and he stayed with me. So.
And it's a really good point that you brought up, Emanuel, with his season and what he went through. It's almost like you went through 3 seasons in one with how it started versus how it finished. So what was the support like from your teammates? And mentally, how much did that test your resolve?
Yeah. I mean, their support was tremendous. Just being there. And it wasn't just me going through it by myself. These dudes were going through it as well. It wasn't like I felt like I wasn't being a victim and Coach Samp was just only picking on me. He pushes everybody. So, I mean, I feel like as soon as I changed my mindset and realized that, I started to do better. And like he said, once I started to really embrace the culture and just be where my feet are, embrace where I'm at, that's when I started to become a little better.
It is really interesting, too, because there's like these stereotypes of the modern era of players and athletes, and like, well, they don't want that kind of coaching, or they're going to, jump at the first opportunity to do so. And then here's Kelvin Sampson, like, bringing in big-time players.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's interesting. It's like people that say that aren't really paying attention to how the world works,
Yeah.
Like, that's not everybody in this generation that's, like, looking for the easy way out, you know?
But it's not for everybody, you know. But that's why I feel like they do such a great job at recruiting and getting the right guys here, guys with the right attitudes. Like you hear Coach say it all the time. Like he recruits good guys. Like he doesn't recruit a-holes, guys that go against the grain.
Guys, yeah.
So the coaching staff does a great job, and it's not just like Samp berating you all the time. Like there's a bunch of positive coming from that coaching staff. Like Coach Samp gives us the utmost confidence every day, and that allows us to play good. So it's not just
right.
Why would somebody come here? It just sounds so bad. Like this is a great school with a great program and a great coaching staff, and they give, I think, the best coaching that there is to offer.
Does he still have those 2 little dogs?
Yeah,
running
for
around.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. What's her name? Lady? Am I tripping?
Lady and
Lady
Rocky.
and Roxy. I know I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Yeah, they pulling. They there every day.
He's like the toughest coach in America. He's got these two
Lady
little
and
dogs.
Roxy.
Lady and Roxy.
Yeah.
Hey, how are the freshmen that you guys brought in? How's that? Those
good.
relationships.
Yeah, they're good. They're gonna be really good. I think right now they're going through some adversity and they're going through some tough times, and I think how they're responding is good. They're getting better every day, and that's all you can ask. Just continue to grow every day.
How do you guys finish the job this year?
Stay where you are right now. Don't look ahead. Just continue to embrace the journey and keep grinding and growing every day.
Thanks. And I'd say just try to get more connected every day. I feel like last year's team, like we got better every month. Like we can't have months where we just staying the same or getting worse. Like we got to improve each month, win or loss. You know, we take every game and we learn from it, and you know we're going to get better as the year goes on.
Milos, Uzan, Emanuel Sharp, appreciate you guys. Good luck this year.
Thank you.
University of Houston basketball here on Big 12 Radio with James Wesley. I'm Ari Tepkin. It's Big 12 today and Big 12 Radio on TuneIn and Big 12 Studios.